important, financial education or sex education?
Financial education.
Why?
Because if you know your financial obligations, then you'll consider sex obligations too.
It depends.
On what?
I think it depends on your community, on your income, what group you fall into. So it depends.
Financial education.
Why?
Because if you can have sex and have a child, but if you can't pay for it, you're screwed anyway.
Good question. I think actually they're probably about equal footing. A lot of people ask, why should we give any attention at all to financial literacy in schools? And I think that the argument that, health education is as important is a good answer to that. You ruin your life either way if you don't know what's going on.
Sex ed.
Depends where, because it also depends on what kind of parental system's there and what kind of economic system. Because if you're in the city and it just really depends on what is around you.
Sex education.
Why?
Because sex education kind of comes before financial education. You won't need as much financial education if you have sex education first.
I would say that for teenagers, sexual education is more important. As we know, teenagers do, have sex.
Oh, that's a good question. I think sexual. Then they can take the time to learn the finances and not have the kids that are going to screw them over with the financial education anyway.
All right. What do you think is more important, sex ed or financial ed?
Both.
Why?
Well, I guess financial ed, because money's where it's at. You can always buy sex, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Financial ed.
Why?
Because you have to learn how to deal with later on in life. Sex ed, it's important here and now, but financial ed, that's going to get you places. You don't want to end up in debt. You don't want to end up broke. Both are pretty important. I don't know if you can really choose.
Which one would you choose for you?
Probably financial education.
Well, that's a trick question.
I know.
There's no wrong answer.
Okay.
Both really important.
See, financial ed is more important if you already get the girl pregnant.
Financial education.
Why?
Financial, I think.
Why?
Because you hear about all the sexual stuff all the time, but financial education, nobody really tells you what to do.
Sexual education.
Why?